Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Crochet for Baby. Thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this little cardigan for a little boy from 9 to 12 months. It's very easy to make. The first thing we do is we make the yoke and then we work this part using stitch number 137, which is the basket weave crochet stitch. And then we make single crochet rows all around the neckline, down this side, and at the bottom. And then we finish with our sleeves by making double crochets and then finishing with single crochets all around. Okay, if you like to make this jacket a little bit smaller or bigger, you can do it. Let's say from 3 to 6 months, all you have to do is use a 3mm crochet hook with baby yarn number 3. Also, from 6 to 9 months, just use a 3.5mm crochet hook with number 3 baby yarn. And for baby between 12 and 18 months, just use a 4.5mm crochet hook with baby yarn number 3. You can also make this jacket bigger. From 18 to 24 months, all you have to do is use a 5mm crochet hook with medium number 4 yarn. And for 2 to 3 years, same thing, medium number 4 yarn with a 6mm crochet hook. Okay, and remember, the sizes that I give you, they're not exact. They're based on my internet research, and since not all babies are the same size. Okay, so without further say, let's get started, and thank you for watching. Okay, to begin we need a 4mm crochet hook, and today I'm using light number 3 yarn. For those of you who ask, today I'm using Red Heart Fashion Soft. It's a light number 3 in the color Cobalt. Okay, so to begin, I have 68 chains here. This chain measures 38 centimeters, which is about 15 inches. Okay, so to begin on the 4th chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to make 1 double crochet. Now the 3 chains counts as 1 double crochet, so I have 2. In total, we're going to make 10 double crochets. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now chain 1 and into the next chain 1 double crochet. In total, we're going to make 13. So there's 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
13 double crochets. Chain 1 and now into the next chain 1 double crochet. In total, we're going to make 20. So there's 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19,
20 double crochets. Now chain 1 and into the next chain, 1 double crochet. In total we're going to make 13. So there's 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
12, 13 double crochets, chain 1, and into the next chain, 1 double crochet. So here to finish, all we need to do is make 10 double crochets. There's 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
and 10 double crochets. Okay, and this is how you complete the first row, and this is what it looks like. You should have a total of 56 double crochets, including the 3 chains that we have here at the beginning. So we have 10 double crochets separated by 1 chain, then we did 13 double crochets separated by 1 chain, and then here we did 20 double crochets separated by 1 chain, and then 13 double crochets again separated by 1 chain, and then 10 double crochets here at the end. Okay, so now let me show you the second row. Okay, for the second row, we're going to chain 3, we're going to turn, and on top of each one of these double crochets, beginning here on this one, we're going to make a double crochet. And a double crochet on each one of these double crochets that we did on the previous row. We're going to continue like this, all the way to the first chain 1 space. Okay, so here's our first chain 1 space. So into each one of these chain 1 spaces, this is what you're going to do. You're going to make 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet inside this chain 1 space. And then you just continue making your double crochets on top of each one of these double crochets of your previous row. You're going to continue like this for this second row. Remember, when you come here to each one of these chain 1 spaces, you're going to make 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet inside this chain 1 space. Continue like this. I will meet you here at the end to show you how we're going to complete this second row and start on our third row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this second row. To complete this row, I'm just going to make a double crochet right here into this third chain of these chains that we have here at the beginning of the previous row. Okay, and this is how we complete this second row. In total, you should have 74 double crochets for this second row. Now for the third row, through row 10, this is what you're going to do. You're going to chain 3, you're going to turn, and you're going to do the exact same thing you just did on the second row, which is making a double crochet on top of each one of these double crochets of your previous row, just like this. And when you come to the first chain 1 space, you're going to do the exact same thing that you did on the previous row, which is make a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So I'll show you that once I get there. Okay, so here's our first chain 1 space. So in there you're going to make 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, and then you're going to continue along making double crochets just like this. Okay, so continue like this all the way to the end. You're going to repeat this row, and I'll see you at the end of the 10th row to show you how we're going to complete that row and start on our next row. Okay, I finished making the yoke. I did a total of 10 rows. All around for this last row, we have 138 double crochets. We have 19 for this front panel, and then we have 31 for this sleeve, and then we have 38 double crochets here at the back, and then again here for this other sleeve we have 31 double crochets, and again in this front panel we have 19 double crochets. So in total 138 and a total of 10 rows. It measures from here to here. It measures 12 centimeters, which is about 4.5 inches. Okay, so now for the first row, we're going to start counting again because this is where we're going to divide our sleeves. So for the first row now, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to turn. Okay, and then now here what we're going to do is we're going to make 2 front post double crochets, and then the next 2 we're going to make 2 back post double crochets, and then the next 2 front post double crochets, and then the next 2 back post double crochets. So we're going to alternate between making 2 front post double crochets and 2 back post double crochets. So beginning here, I'm going to start with a front post double crochet, a front post double crochet. Okay, and notice that I started on the second double crochet, not on this one. This one here has those 3 chains on top of it. Okay, so now the next 2 we're going to make back post double crochets. 1, 2. Okay, and then the next 2 are going to be front post. 1, 2, and then the next 2 are going to be back post double crochets. 1, 2, and then the next 2 front post. 1, 2, and then the next 2 back post double crochets. 1, 2, and the next 1, 2 front post, and the next 2 back post double crochets. 1, 2, and then these 2 front post. 1, 2. Okay, and then now inside this chain 1 space we're going to make 1 double crochet, and now I'm going to make 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then here we're going to join to the next chain 1 space. So we're going to join them together like this. So after I did my 5 chains, I'm going to insert my hook here, and I'm going to make a double crochet, and now we're joined, and that's what it looks like. Okay, and now here, this next double crochet, right after we did this double crochet inside this chain 1 space, we have this first double crochet for this side. So now here we're going to make a front post double crochet, but we're only going to do 1 because when we come back around on row 2, these 2 are going to be in the front. So now these next 2 double crochets are going to be back post double crochets. 1, 2. And then the next 2 are going to be front post double crochets. 1, 2. Okay, so continue like this, alternating between making 2 front post double crochets and 2 back post double crochets. Okay, all the way to this other chain 1 space. I will meet you here to show you how we're going to complete this part and then continue on with dividing the next sleeve. Okay. Okay, I'm here into this next chain 1 space before we joined the next sleeve. So here I did these 2 front post double crochets and I only have 1 double crochet here. So this last double crochet I'm going to work into a back post double crochet. Then inside the chain 1 space I'm going to make 1 double crochet. And now I'm going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And into this next chain 1 space, I'm going to now make a double crochet. And here's our second sleeve. Okay, so now these 2 double crochets that are here, we're going to make into back post double crochets. 1, 2. The next 2 are going to be front posts double crochet. 1, 2. The next 2 are going to be back posts double crochet. So continue like this, alternating between 2 front posts double crochets and 2 back posts double crochets all the way to the very end. I will meet you here to show you how we're going to complete this first row and start on our second row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this first row. My last 2 double crochets were back post double crochets. To complete this row, all you have to do is make a double crochet into the 3rd chain of these 3 chains that we have here at the end. And this is how we complete this row. At the end, you're always going to finish with a double crochet, and to begin your rows, you're going to begin with 3 chains, turn. Okay, so now here for the second row, we have these 2 double crochets. We're going to work these 2 double crochets into back posts double crochets. 1, 2. The next 2 are going to be front posts double crochets. 1, 2. The next 2 are going to be back posts double crochets. 1, 2. The next 2 are going to be front posts double crochet. 1, 2. The next 2 are going to be back posts double crochets. 1, 2. The next 2 are going to be front posts double crochets. 1, 2. And the next 2 are going to be back posts double crochets. And 2 front posts double crochets. 1, 2. And the next 2 are going to be back posts double crochets. 1, 2. And then we have this double crochet. We only have 1, so we're going to work that into a front post double crochet. And then here we have 5 chains. Into each one of these chains we're going to make 1 double crochet. So this first chain, we're going to make 1 double crochet. Into the next, 1 double crochet, that's 2. 3, 4, 5 double crochets. Okay, and then here we have these 2 double crochets. We're going to make these 2 into back posts, double crochets, 1, 2, and then the next 2 we're going to make 2 front posts, double crochets, 1, 2. The next 2 are going to be back posts, 1, 2. So continue like this, alternating between front and back posts all the way to this other side, where we're going to work these next 5 double crochets right under the sleeve. So I will meet you here to show you how we're going to do that. Okay, I'm almost here, just about to complete this part right underneath the next sleeve. So here I have these 2 double crochets. I'm going to make into 2 front posts, double crochets, 1 and 2. And then we have these 5 chains. We're going to do the same thing we did on the other side. We're going to make 1 double crochet into each one of these chains, beginning here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then now here we have this first double crochet. We're going to make into a back post double crochet, and we're only going to do 1. These next 2 are going to be worked into front posts double crochets, 1, 2. The next 2 are going to be back posts double crochets. Okay, so continue like this all the way to the end. I will meet you here to show you how we're going to complete this second row and then start on our third row. Okay, I'm here at the end, and to complete this second row, all we're going to do is make a double crochet into this last chain of these 3 chains that we have here at the end. And this is how we complete the second row. Now for the third row, you're going to chain 3, you're going to turn, and these first 2 double crochets that are here, we're going to work them into front posts double crochets, 1, 2. The next 2 are going to be back posts double crochets, 1, 2. The next 2 are going to be front posts double crochets, 1, 2. The next 2 are going to be back posts double crochets, 1, 2, 2 front post double crochets, 1, 2. The next 2 back post double crochets, and then 2 front post double crochets, the next 2 are back posts, the next 2 are going to be front posts, 1, 2, and then here we have this one and this one. So these next 2 are going to be back posts, 1, 2. The next 2 double crochets are going to be front posts, 1, 2. The next 2 are going to be back posts, double crochets, 1, 2, and then these next 2 are going to be front posts, 1, 2, and the next 2 are going to be back posts, double crochets, 1, 2. The next 2 are going to be front posts. Okay, so continue like this, alternating between 2 front post double crochets and 2 back post double crochets until you come here. I will meet you here to show you how we're going to work these double crochets right under the sleeve. Okay, so to work these 5 double crochets right underneath the next sleeve, this is how we're going to work them. So my last 2 double crochets were back posts double crochet, so these 2 are going to be front post double crochets now. 1, 2. The next 2 are going to be back posts double crochets, 1, 2, and the next 2 are front posts double crochets, 1, 2, and the next 2 are going to be back posts double crochets, 1, and then the next 2 front posts double crochets. So continue like this, alternating between 2 front post double crochets and 2 back post double crochets until you come here to the end. I will meet you here to show you how we're going to complete this 3rd row and start on our 4th row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 3rd row. To complete this row and all of the other ones that follow, all you have to do is just make 1 double crochet here into this last chain of these 3 chains that we have here at the end. And this is how I complete the 3rd row. Now for rows 4 through 12, you're going to chain 3, you're going to turn, and here, depending how these 2 double crochets are, you're either going to make them into front posts double crochets or back posts double crochet. These 2 are now front posts, so now we're going to make them into back posts double crochets. 1, 2. The next 2 are going to be front posts double crochets, 1, 2. The next 2 are going to be back posts double crochets, 1, 2. The next 2 front posts double crochets, 1 and 2. You're going to continue like this, alternating between making 2 front post double crochets and 2 back post double crochets. So continue like this. I will meet you at the end. Okay, I'm here at the end of the 24th row. I'm not sure what I was thinking when I told you to work only 12 rows. So make sure you do have 24 rows. And to tell how many rows we have is right here. This is where we started, and if you notice, this little stitch here is a little bumpy. So this little bump here marks 2 rows. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24 rows. Okay, so now here what we're going to do is we're going to work single crochets along this part here, along the neckline, and along the other side. Okay, so now here I'm going to chain 1, and into this first space I'm going to make 1 single crochet. Into the next space, 1 single crochet. So this is all I'm going to do into each one of these spaces. Okay. This spaces along the edge or where we either began each row or where we ended each row. So we went up with 3 chains or finished with a double crochet. And now we're just making single crochets into each one of these stitches. and we're only going to do one single crochet because this part here tends to stretch a lot, so with one single crochet it'll take care of that. So, and then we're going to do this until we come to the beginning of the the yoke part of it. Okay, so this here is the beginning of the yoke. Okay, so here in this double crochet that's right here, I'm going to make 2 single crochets instead of 1. And then to the next, again, 2 single crochets. So for this part, we're going to do 2 single crochets until we come to the very top. And I'm almost there. Okay, so here I'm going to do 2, and then I'm going to chain 1, and into this space I'm going to make 1 single crochet. And between each one of these double crochets right in the middle, I'm going to make 1 single crochet. And now this part here is the neckline, so this is all we're going to do. So continue like this along the neckline. I will meet you here on this other end to show you how we're going to complete this part here and then continue this other side. Okay, I'm here on this other side along the neckline. So here, to begin working down on this side, what we need to do is I'm going to chain 1, and then into this double crochet that's along the edge, I'm going to make 2 single crochets, and then 2 single crochets here. This is the same thing we did on the other side we're going to do here. So 2 single crochets, okay, so this one here is the first row of this stitch. So okay, and then here, this is the beginning of this part here, so I'm only going to make 1 single crochet until I come to the bottom. Okay, and then now here, this is the last space here in this very corner. So here I'm going to make 1 chain, and into this space again 1 single crochet, and then into these double crochets along the bottom, we're going to make half double crochets on top of each one of these double crochets. So just like this. Okay, so this is all we're going to do for this bottom part. So continue like this, making half double crochets. I will meet you here on this other side to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end. I did my last half double crochet here. So here now I'm just going to make one chain, and into the next single crochet that's here, or this first single crochet that's here along this side, I'm going to make a single crochet. And then I'm just going to continue working single crochets along this side until I come all the way to the top along the neckline, making single crochets all the way up to here. When you come here, this is where we did one chain, so into that chain one space you're going to do 2 single crochets and then continue along the neckline making single crochets. When you come to this other side, again right here where we did 1 single crochet, you're going to work 2 single crochets and then work yourself down making single crochets again. I will meet you here right before we start working these half double crochets to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end. In this very corner stitch I'm going to make 2 single crochets. Okay, and then into each one of these half double crochets I'm going to make 1 single crochet right on top. And this is all we're going to do for this bottom part. So continue making single crochets along this side. I will meet you here in this corner to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end after I finish working these stitches right along the bottom. So now here in this very corner, I'm just going to make 2 single crochets into the very same stitch. And then I'm going to work single crochets along this side all the way up until I come here to the end. Right here, I'm going to make 2 single crochets and then work single crochets along the neckline, and at every corner remember you're going to do 2 single crochets into the very corner stitch. We're going to do this for 2 more rows, so this one that we just started and 1 more. You're going to do that on your own. It's exactly how we did this first row that we just finished, so continue like this all the way around. I will meet you here. Okay, I finished making my 2 rows of single crochets all around. So now this for me is the left side. So this is what we're going to do if you're going to make this little jacket for a little boy. Here at the very end, this very corner stitch is the corner stitch. So I did 2 single crochets in the same space. Then into this next one, I'm going to make 1 single crochet. And now here I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to skip 1, 2 single crochets, and into the third, I'm going to make 1 single crochet. One thing here, I'm going to use some wooden buttons, so this is plenty of space for my buttons, but if you're going to use smaller ones, maybe you should only make 1 chain and then skip 1 single crochet. Just make sure you put one of your buttons through this little hole and make sure that it fits. Okay, so now here I have 1, 2 single crochets, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 single crochets, chain 2, skip 2 single crochets, and into the third 1 single crochet. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 single crochets, chain 2, skip 1, 2, and into the third single crochet, make a single crochet. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 single crochets, chain 2, skip 2 single crochets, and into the third 1 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 single crochets, chain 2, skip 1, 2, and into the third, 1 single crochet. Okay, and then now here, this next single crochet is my corner single crochet, so in there I'm going to make 2 single crochets. And then I'm going to continue along the neckline, just making single crochets like we did on the previous 2 rows, just like this all around. Okay, so continue like this along the neckline. When you come here to the very corner, again, you're going to make 2 single crochets into this very corner stitch, and then continue working along the this side. I will meet you here at the end at the bottom to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end. This is the very corner stitch, so in there I'm just going to make 2 single crochets into that same space, and then continue along the bottom, just making single crochets into each one of these single crochets of the previous row, just like this. So continue like this along the bottom. I will meet you here at this very end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end. In this very corner stitch, I'm just going to make 2 single crochets, and then into this next one, 1 single crochet. And now inside each one of these chain 2s, we're going to work 2 single crochets, just like these, just like this, and then continue along working single crochets, okay, along this side. When you come here to the very corner, you're going to make 2 single crochets and then continue along the neckline. This is going to be the last row, so when you come here on the other side of the neckline, again 2 single crochets and then continue working your way down. I will meet you here to show you how we're going to complete this row and then start on our sleeves. Okay, I'm here at the end. Into this very corner stitch, I did 2 single crochets, and into the next I'm going to make 1 single crochet, and into the next I'm going to make just a slip stitch. I cut my yarn and I'm just going to pass this through this last loop, and this is how we complete this last row. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Here's where we just finished this last row. One thing here, my buttonholes right now as it is are on the right side, okay, because if you turn it, this is going to be the wrong side of my little jacket because I'm going to turn it. See how there's this little line down here at the bottom? This is going to be my right side. So once you turn, the buttons are going to be on the right, on the correct side. I need to stop saying right side. I don't mean the as in the right side. The buttons are going to be on the correct side because this side here is the left. This is where we have the buttonholes, and this is where we have the other side, the right side. Okay, here are our sleeves. Okay, so I do apologize if I confused anybody there, but just so you know, boy buttonholes go on the left, girl buttonholes go on the right. So make sure you do that when you start doing your buttonholes. So I do apologize if I confused anybody, but anyways, here it is. This is what it's going to look once it's done. So I just turned it for the purpose of showing you, so I'm going to turn it back again to the wrong side, okay, and we're going to work on this sleeve. I'm going to start right here at the very bottom of the sleeve opening. So we have these 5 double crochets. So I'm going to introduce my hook through this stitch, and I have 2 double crochets on the side. Okay, so right there, and I'm going to introduce this loop through the front and make 3 chains. Okay, and into the next space between this double crochet and this one, I'm going to make 1 double crochet. Into the next space, 1 double crochet, and then inside this double crochet that's right across, I'm going to make 1 more double crochet, and now I'm going to work a double crochet on top of this first double crochet, okay, right here. And I'm going to now continue just making double crochets all around this sleeve just like this. So 1 double crochet on top of these double crochets around the sleeve. Okay, this is all we're going to do for this first row, so continue like this all around. I will meet you here. This is the last double crochet. I will meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end. This is my last double crochet of this side here. Okay, and then we have this double crochet that's across, so in there I'm going to make 1 double crochet, and then we have these 1, 2, 3 spaces. So into this first double crochet space, into this first space, I'm going to make 1 double crochet, into the next space 1 double crochet, and into this next 1 double crochet. Okay, so now here to complete this row, I'm just going to join here to the beginning with a slip stitch, and this is how I complete my first row. Now for the second row, we're going to chain 3. I'm going to turn. For every row you will turn. So now here we're going to make a reduction. So into this first double crochet right on top, I'm going to go in, pull up a loop, take 2 loops out, yarn over, go on top of the next double crochet, pull up a loop, take 2 loops out, 3 loops on my hook, close. Okay, and then again on top of this next double crochet, pull up a loop, take 2 loops out, yarn over, on top of the next double crochet, pull up a loop, take 2 loops out, 3 loops on my hook, close. Okay, and now here I'm just going to work 1 double crochet on top of each one of these double crochets around the sleeve, just like this all around. Okay, continue like this. I will show you what we need to do next over here. Okay, I'm here at the end. I have 4 more double crochets to work, so I'm going to work 2 more. 1, 2, and then these next 2 I'm going to work a reduction. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, take 2 loops out, yarn over, and on top of the next double crochet, pull up a loop, take 2 loops out, and close. Okay, and now here to complete, I'm just going to join to the beginning of these 3 chains with a slip stitch. Okay, so for this second row you should have a total of 36 double crochets. So now for rows 3 through 8, this is what you're going to do. Chain 3, turn, and work 1 double crochet on top of each one of these double crochets all around. You're going to do this for another 5 more rows. This is the 3rd row. So continue like this. I will meet you here at the end of the 8th row to show you what we need to do next. Remember, when you come back around and you're here, just join to the beginning with a slip stitch, chain 3, and turn. You're going to turn for every row. I will meet you at the end of the 8th row. Okay, I'm here at the end of the 8th row, so I have 2 more double crochets to work in this row. So we're going to make a stitch reduction. So yarn over, insert your hook into this double crochet, pull up a loop, 2 loops out. Yarn over, insert your hook into the last double crochet, pull up a loop, 2 loops out, close. Okay, here we worked a stitch reduction, so now from here on we have 35 double crochets. So here I'm just going to join to the beginning with a slip stitch. I'm going to now chain 3 and turn. So we're going to do the exact same thing we did on the previous rows, which is just work double crochets all around. There's no need to do any more reductions, so I will meet you at the end of the 12th row to show you what we need to do next. And remember, when you complete this row, you're going to join here to the beginning with a slip stitch. You're going to chain 3, turn, and then again work another row. So I will meet you at the end of the 12th row. Okay, I'm here at the end of the 12th row. I have these 2 double crochets still to do. So here we're going to work a stitch reduction. So yarn over, insert your hook into this double crochet, pull up a loop, 2 loops out. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next, pull up a loop, 2 loops out, and close. Okay, and now here all we're going to do is just join to the beginning with a slip stitch, and this is how we complete the 12th row. And now we're left with 34 double crochets all around. So now for the 13th row through the 15th, this is what you're going to do. Chain 3, turn, and into this first double crochet we're going to work a double crochet on top of the next, and so on until you complete 3 rows. I will meet you at the end of the 15th row to show you what we need to do next. And remember, when you complete this row, you're going to join to the beginning where we have these 3 chains with a slip stitch. Then you're going to chain 3 and turn. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of the 15th row. Okay, I'm here at the end of the 15th row. I have these 2 last double crochets to work. All we're going to do here is just work a stitch reduction. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, 2 loops out, yarn over, insert your hook into the last double crochet, pull up a loop, 2 loops out, and close. And here, to complete this 15th row, all we have to do is just join to the beginning of these 3 chains and join with a slip stitch. Okay, so now for this 15th row, you should have a total of 33 double crochets. Now for the 16th row, we're going to chain 3, we're going to turn, and for this row, all we're going to do is just work double crochets on top of each one of these double crochets, just like this, all around. You're going to do this until you come here to the end. You're going to be left with 2 double crochets. We're going to work a stitch reduction here, so I'll meet you here to show you how we're going to work that stitch reduction at the end of the 16th row. Okay, I'm here at the end of the 16th row. To complete this row, we're going to work a stitch reduction into these 2 last double crochets. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, take 2 loops out, yarn over, insert your hook into the last double crochet, pull up a loop, take 2 loops out, and close. And to complete this 16th row, just join to the beginning with a slip stitch. Okay, so now here at the end of this 16th row, you should have a total of 32 double crochets. So now for the last 3 rows, this is what we're going to do. We're going to chain 1, we're going to turn, and into each one of these double crochets, we're going to work 1 single crochet. Just like this, all around, just single crochets. We're going to work a continuous round for 3 rows. So when you come here to the beginning, all you have to do is just go right into this first single crochet and continue making your single crochets. I will meet you at the end of the 3rd row to show you what our sleeve looks like. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 3rd row. To complete this part here, I'm just going to go into the next single crochet and finish with a slip stitch. I already cut my yarn, and I'm just going to pass this through this last loop. And here's this part done. Here's our sleeve. This is what it looks like. Okay, so now you're going to do the exact same thing we did on this side. You're going to do on the other side. So I'm going to do that next on my own. I'm not going to show you because it's exactly the same way we did this side. I will come back and show you my sweater once it's all done. Okay, so here's my little sweater. It's all done. I put my buttons on already. I added these little buttons. For those of you who ask where I got my buttons, these I got from Walmart of all places. So they're very cute. That's what they look like, the little birdies. So here's a little cardigan. It's all done. Here's the sleeves. I still need to hide a couple of my ends, but here it is. This is one sleeve. Here's the other. And there it is, and that's the bottom. Okay, so this has been today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.